Hi students, welcome to today's video. In this video, we will discuss some topics. We will begin from the new operator. Students, here you can see the new operator. While watching this video, if you want to open the textbook, you can refer the textbook at the same time. You can open the page number 89. That will be helpful for you. Students, we can start with the new operator. So maybe in the previous year you already learned new operator. As we know, the new operator is used for creating the object. So we are saying object, or we can relate the object to a class. You already know what is classes and objects. So the new operator is used for creating an object in Java. So we can see how can we create an object. Actually, we are creating the object name. As you can see here, class name space object name. So this object name is a variable. And what is class name? Here class name will act as a data type. As we know, there are two different data types. The first one is primitive data type. Primitive and non-primitive. Primitive and non-primitive. These are the two different data types. These are the classification of data types in Java, as we have learned in the previous chapter. So you know primitive data types. Primitives are the built-in data types such as int, float, char, boolean, and many are there. Int, short, byte. Actually there are 8 such as int, short, byte, long. Then float, double. Then char and boolean. So total 4 primitive data types are in Java. Then non-primitive such as class, array, then what else? Then interfaces, comma string. So these are the examples of non-primitive data type. So here we can see class is which type of data type? Non-primitive. So how can you create a variable of primitive type? For example, int b semicolon. So here b, what is b? B is a variable of type int. So int is which type of data type? Primitive data type. So similarly here you can see class name space object name. So here we are writing demo. Suppose demo is a class name. Demo D. See here you can see these two lines are looking similar. Int b, demo b. Here int is a data type, b is a variable name. So we are declaring a variable b of type int. Same will do here, means here we are declaring a variable d of class type. So here int is a data type, so class is also a data type. Int is a primitive data type. Int is a primitive data type, class is a non-primitive data type. That is the only difference. So what is d? D will be the variable of type demo. Usually we are calling this d. If you are creating a class variable, usually we are calling it as object. As usual, we will call this d as object because for the sake of convenience, we are calling d as object. Actually, d is not the object. Here you can see class name space object name, means demo space d. This is an example. So we are creating the variable of class type. Then that variable object name, for example d. D equal to new class name, which is demo. See this line, object name equal to new class name. That is exactly similar this one, isn't it? D is the object name equal to new operator, then class name. Here what is the class name? That is demo. So this D equal to new demo. This new demo will create the object. Actually, new demo will create the object. So by the help of this new operator, we can create the object, and that object we cannot see. Actually, address of that object will be copied to D. Actually, D is not the object. We are creating the object using the new operator, and the address of that created object. See, this new demo will create the object. Address of that created object will be stored to D. So we can say D is a class type variable. Like here you can see B. B is a, let it be B1. For the sake of understanding, we can rewrite it as B1. So B1 is the variable of int type. D is the variable of demo type, which stores the address of an object. For the sake of convenience, we can call D as an object, that only. So students, so using the new operator, we can create the object of the class, and the address of that object will be copied to variable of class type. That actually happening here. So here you can see a class may be considered as a data type and an object as a variable of that data type. Then creating an object of class type involves two steps. Declaring a variable of the class type. You have declared, then allocating memory for the object where details of the objects can be stored. Means using the new operator, we will create the object and address of that object will be stored into the class variable. Students, here you can see mobile class. Mobile is the class name. So these are the attributes. So we can say these are the variables also, isn't it? Attributes means variables. Behavior. Behavior means, see, it is in this picture you can see the schematic representation of the mobile class. In this picture, we are actually describing a real mobile phone. Means we can actually, in Java there are classes and objects concepts are there. Object means we are taking an object, means we are taking a real life example. For example, here we are taking the mobile. So this mobile has these attributes such as model, IMEI, then color, weight, camera pixels, mobile status. These are the attributes of an object. Means here these attributes are of a mobile phone. And behaviors, which are the behaviors? We can dial number, we can start call, we can end call, take picture, we can watch video, we can play games. These are the behaviors. So if we relate it with the programming, so Java programming, see, class mobile, this will be the class name. These are the attributes or variables. So we can call it as member variables, and these are the functions in the program. Here class name, mobile is the class name. So this dial number, start call, end call, and take picture methods are the member methods of the class mobile. Here you can see we are creating a variable of type class. Means here you can see the mobile is the class name. So class name space variable name, means data type space variable name will create the variable my mobile. Then my mobile equal to, we are assigning a value to the variable my mobile equal to new mobile. Means this new operator will create the object of mobile class. The new operator will create the object of mobile class, and address of that created object will store in the variable my mobile. See, here I will show you one example. See, this is the demo class. We can create a class using this dialog box. So after writing name here like demo, so this class file will be created. So I have created this one. Then see, here by default there will have some programs. So here class is creating public class demo. So this keyword class, the keyword class will create actual class demo. So in demo there is a main method. So in main method we are going to create the object. So before creating the object, we can declare the class variable. So for declaring a variable, the syntax is class data type space. As you know, what is the syntax of creating a variable? Data type space variable name. Let it be, you can write variable name semicolon. So this is the syntax of creating a variable. So if we students, if we create a variable of demo, how can we create demo? That is the means class is a non-primitive data type or user defined data type. So user is defined the data type which is demo here. So demo, that is data type space the variable name, that will be D. Let it be anything as you wish, you can give any name to this variable. I am giving the name D to this variable, then D equal to, so we can declare only, we can declare first. So I have created a variable D of type demo, means a non-primitive data types. Then we are assigning the value to that variable D equal to new demo. See students, this new demo will creating the creating object. Which one will create? The keyword new. The new operator will create the object. So that address of that object will be copied to the variable D of class type. So we can just print the value of D system using a print function which is system.out.println. So here we are typing D. So we can see what it will print. So we can compile it. So we got no syntax error message. See students, here you can see the no syntax error message. Then we can go back and we can execute demo. So clicking OK, it will go to main method. See demo at 599F2B4. See students, this 5 at 599F2B44 will be the address of that object. So this value will be stored in the variable D as you can see here. So that is new operator and its use. I hope students you could understand this topic. Then we can move to next page. Students, so this is the syntax of creating an object. We have seen already class name space object name equal to new class name. So this is the syntax of creating an object. See here we are creating how many objects? 3 objects of the class mobile. We have seen the class mobile. So we are creating the object of mobile type. You already know mobile. What is mobile? Mobile is a class. Class is also blueprint. So if class is blueprint, using that blueprint we can create any number of objects. So here we are creating 3 different objects of the class mobile. So mobile my iPhone X equal to new mobile, mobile Samsung is equal to new mobile, mobile BlackBerry is equal to new mobile. For the sake of understanding or for the sake of convenience, we are calling these 3 as object of mobile class. Actually this is not the object. Really these 3 are the variables of this class type, variables of mobile type. For the sake of understanding or for the sake of convenience, we are calling these 3 are object. See the attributes, actually the values of attributes are different for each one. Here you can see my iPhone X means iPhone has one color, Samsung has another color from that. Similarly, BlackBerry has a third color, isn't it? So color may be different for each model, isn't it? IMEI number, definitely IMEI number will be unique. Means attributes of each object will have each value. Similarly, model will be different for each one. Weight may be same, maybe chances are high, but usually weights are different, isn't it? What I mean is that for each object the values of attributes will be different. The name of attributes will be same, but the values, because these three objects are created from same blueprint, which is mobile. Here you can see a class is a template or blueprint specifying the attributes and behavior of objects. See, this is a template. So using this template we can make any number of objects. It acts as a data type to create objects. Means this mobile will act as, which one will act as? This mobile will act as the blueprint to create objects. It acts as a data type. Class is a logical construct, whereas an object is a concrete reality occupying space in memory. So what will happen? The object will get some memory. Address of that memory we will copy to this variable iPhone X, my Samsung and my BlackBerry. As we can see here, see this program, we have done this program. So we are creating the object of demo type, then we are creating the new object and copying the address of that object in the variable D, then we are printing the value of D. So it is printing this one. Students, I hope you could understand. Then dot operator, we can come to dot operator. So we have seen this dot operator many times. So this dot operator is used for accessing member function and member variables. So which are the member functions and the member variables? As you can see here, students, we are creating the object of mobile class, three objects of the class mobile, which are my iPhone X, my Samsung, my BlackBerry. So these three objects will have attributes, same attributes, but the values of those attributes we can assign different values for all attributes of all objects of different objects. So my iPhone X dot color, see, we are setting the attribute color of my iPhone X object as black. Then what about the color of my Samsung and my BlackBerry? We will assign another. Here we are assigning the value to the attributes of attribute color of my iPhone X, which will be black. See, my Samsung dot mobile equal to A5. So we are setting the attribute of my Samsung, which will be model attribute, so which will have the value A5. Then my BlackBerry dot weight equal to 122. So see, here you can see that we are calling, actually these are the member variables, isn't it? So we have already seen that. Students, here you can see what all these all are the member variables. For accessing this member variables and member methods, we are using dot operator. So using dot operator we can call all the member variables and member methods. If you have any doubt, you can refer the previous you can refer the page number 89. So you can understand what is member variables and member methods. Students, the next topic is expressions in Java. Expressions actually we already seen many expressions in Max. So in Max there will have operands, then operators. Operands and operators will be in the expressions in Max, isn't it? So in Java there will be expressions. That expression contains variables or operands, then operators. So these are the parts of expressions. See students, first we can see arithmetic expressions. So from the name you can understand what is arithmetic expressions. Actually arithmetic expression contains arithmetic operators, isn't it? Arithmetic operators with variables, those are known as arithmetic expressions. in an expression we can add integer values, then real values, isn't it? Then integer variables we can add, then floating point variables also we can add. So according to that, arithmetic expressions are again classified into three. Arithmetic expressions are again classified into three: integer expression, real expressions, and mixed expression. We can see integer expression first. So from the name we can understand integer expression means it will have integer variables and integer literals only. The combination of, there will have operators also, the combination of arithmetic operators, then integer variables and integer literals. Combination of all these three are known as integer expressions. Integer expression. Once again, if arithmetic operators comes with the integer variables and integer literal, that expression is known as integer expression. Here you can see we are declaring many variables of type int, and see it shows some examples of integer expressions. See 23. 23 is which type of literal? Integer literal. So 23, simply 23 is a integer expression. Then a plus 5. A is which kind of variable of integer type? Then 5 is integer value. So this is the integer expression. Length into breadth, both are integer variables. So this is the integer expression. Then 2 into x plus y. These two variables are of type int. Then 2 is also int, means all number. So these all are the examples of integer expressions. I hope you could understand what is integer expression. Next we can see real expressions. So if integer expression is like this, then what will be real expression? Real expression will contain definitely arithmetic operators, which will have arithmetic operators comes with the real variables and real literals. Real variables means floating point variables, maybe float or double type, will with that variables with the real literals, such as floating point numbers. Here you can see the example. Once again, real expression means it will contain arithmetic operators, real literals, and real variables, means floating point variables. Here we are declaring many variables with many variables of float type. Then we are using floating point numbers also. See 23.0 actually float point number, or we can say real constant or real literal. So this 23.0 is an example of real expression. Then a plus 5.0. A is which kind of variable of float type? 5.0 is the floating point value. So float 5.0 is the floating point literal or real literal. Then a is the float variable. So this is an example of real expression. Here you can see. Then what about mixed expression? Arithmetic operator will come with integer expression and real expression. That is known as mixed expression. See here we are declaring variables of different data types such as int and float. Then see 23.0 is the which kind of expression? Real expression. Then a plus 5.0 means a is integer type, 5.0 is real literal. So combination of real, literal, and integer variables. So this is an example of mixed expression. Length into breadth. Length is actually float type, breadth is actually int type. So length into breadth means mixed expression. Then 2 into x into y, x into x plus y. This is the mixed expression. So these are the examples of mixed expression. So we have learned arithmetic expressions. Arithmetic expressions are three types: integer expression, real expressions, then mixed expression. Then we can see string expression. String expression, from the name you can understand it will have string value and only one operator, which will be concatenation operator. See we cannot change, means we cannot add something new to the to a string, we cannot subtract from string, but we can modify, means we can join two strings. Here you can see A, B, C, D, E, F are written in the double quotes, so obviously both are strings. So we can join these two strings as together, means A, B, C, D, E, F will be one string after concatenation. That joining process is known as concatenation. We have learned for joining we have already learned for joining which type of operator is used. Concatenation operator or string plus operator is used for joining two strings. So what will be the result? A, B, C, D, E, F will be the result of joining these two strings. Similarly, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are different string values. So by using a string plus operator, we can join those two strings. So these are the examples of string expression. Then Boolean expression. Boolean expression means Boolean expression is the combination of arithmetic operators and logical operators, also relational operators. This is known as Boolean expression. Boolean expression will have arithmetic operators, relational operators and logical operators. So combination of all these operators with operands are known as Boolean expression. See students, here you can see examples. See, midterm grade equals to B. So here equals to symbol is this symbol. See, this is the relational operator, as you know. So this is also relational operator. So using a logical OR operator, we are writing this expression. So this is an example of which expression? Boolean expression. Then A not equal to B, logical, and A not equal to C. So here not equal to symbol is the relational operator. Then logical and is also there. So this is the combination of logical operator, relational operator with some operands. So this is the example of Boolean expression. Here also we are using logical operator on two operands. Then similarly, this A minus B will work as single operand, C minus D also will work as single operand. This one is the relational operator. So this contains arithmetic operators also. So this is an example of Boolean expression. Students, I hope you could understand. We can see this example also. So if multiple operators are there in an expression, we will use precedence and associativity, which we have learned in the previous video. From the previous video, we can understand what is precedence and associativity. If in a single expression contains multiple operators, we will solve that expression by checking the priority and associativity of each operator. Like that, we can solve each expression by looking or by understanding the priority and associativity of each operators in an expression. See, we can rewrite or we can write the corresponding Java statement for this expression. 5x cube plus 2x plus y will be 5 into x into x into x plus 2 into y into y, 2 into y into x plus y. See students, this is the corresponding Java statement for this expression. Similarly, a plus b into c plus d we can write like this: a plus b in bracket then multiplied by c plus d. This example also we can see, we can rewrite ax square plus bx plus x will be a into x plus b into x plus z. Then x by y plus z. This form we can write in max only. See, if it is comes to Java, x by y plus z. See, this is the division operator. Then t equal to 2m1 m2 divided by m1 plus m2 into g will we can rewrite it as t equal to 2 into m1 into m2 in bracket then divided by m1 plus m2 in bracket multiplied by g. So here we will check the priority of each operator. Then if all operators has same priority, what we will do? We will check the associativity. Here you can see arithmetic operators are there. Then this bracket has first priority. than other operators or other arithmetic operators. So whatever we have written in the brackets will be performed or we will solve first. Then after we will do the remaining operations such as division operation. If you don't understand priority and associativity, you can go for the previous video and we can watch that video. Then you will understand precedence and associativity. Then the corresponding Java statement for this expression equal to m into a into h plus v square by 2 will be is equal to m into, then here multiplication symbol is needed, that's why m into, then in bracket a into c multiplication symbol, then h plus v square. For v square we need to write like this, v into v, otherwise Java cannot understand v into v divided by 2.0. So that will be the corresponding Java statement for this expression. Students, here we are ending our video, so we will continue the typecasting in the next video. If you have any doubt, you can ask in Campus Care app. Thank you, students.